Hey everybody, hope all is well. I was doing some research as I often do in my spare time, and I came across somebody that kept mentioning Lisa Haven. So I thought I'd check her out, and she has a nice channel. She's obviously done well for herself. She has just over 200,000 subs. So I looked into her videos, and this one caught my eye. It's one of her most viewed. The real reason the UN and Obama target Israel and what's about to hit American shores as a result. Boy oh boy was I not prepared. But instead of commenting all over it, I am just going to express myself visually. But I do look forward to hearing what you guys think about it. So let's get rolling, shall we?
Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here. And over the past couple of days, I have heard a ton of reports on the United Nations, President Obama, and Israel in regards to the fact that Obama has abstained from a United Nations votes to condemn settlements in Israel. This has been being reported over and over and over again on fake news, that is MSNBC, ABC, CNN, and the like. Repeatedly and constantly and consecutively. Now, I've got some thoughts on that, and what I want to do in this report is not repeat everything you've heard over the last 3 days about it, but tell you very simply, anytime that that land has been divided in Israel, some pretty severe consequences have undergone and taken place. And I encourage you, I'm not going to show each and every link here, but I will leave all the links below. You can check them out, but I encourage you to Google what I'm talking about. Because it is very, very important information. But every time something has happened with Israel and dividing the land, there's been some pretty big catastrophes here in America. Just telling you the facts and the way that it is. And this is something we need to look forward to, because what has Obama done? Well, he stabbed Israel in the back. And here's the coincidental part. Donald Trump is about to get in office. So there is an agenda of why Obama did this, the timing of why he did this, and what we're going to see with the Trump administration in regards to this particular resolution. All the stuff the mainstream media keeps their mouths shut about. Why? Because they don't want you to know about it. Let's start first with some of the things that happened with Israel. And I'm going to reference my notes here because I, don't have it all off the top of my head, but I've got it written down. Let me just start with a few, because I'm not going to label them all, because I can keep you here for an hour. But the fact is, every time land was attempted to be divided in Israel, some major event happened. March 22nd in 1979, Carter chose not to veto UN Resolution 446, and 4 days later, the Egypt-Israeli peace treaty was signed. And on March 28th, just a few days after that, in Pennsylvania, the worst nuclear power plant disaster in U.S. history happened. Impeccable timing, but that's what happened. Here's the second one. In 1992, and I'm going to brief these, the Madrid Peace Conference moved to Washington, D.C. The next day, Hurricane Andrew came through and caused $30 billion in flood damages in the state of Florida. Huge. In 1994, under Clinton, that's Bill Clinton, Israel gave up the Golden Heights, and 24 hours later, this was something that Bill Clinton helped initiate, a big deal on that at the time. 24 hours later, Northridge quake hit California.
No, I'm sorry. I just have to pause it here because her information is so incredibly false. I don't know where she gets it from, but I'd love to know. And I encourage you to look it up yourselves. Israel has never given up the Golan Heights. Not in 94, not ever. If anything, they've only expanded. As you can see in this modern day map, the yellow is the Israel occupied zone, and the small strip of red is the UNDOF. Now, the Golan Heights is around 700 square miles. Israel occupies around 500 of it. So, yeah. Now, what I think she is referring to is there were negotiations in 94 that Israel would retreat back to their 67 border, which was just a very small strip in the Golan Heights. But basically, Prime Minister Rabin was asking for the moon. And no way was President Assad, not the Assad we know today, was actually his father, would give in to them. Basically, Israel, for a couple examples of their demands, they wanted Mount Hermon for spying purposes and tactical advantage. They also wanted to have Syria have a demilitarized zone, basically stating where they can put their military within their own country. And on top of that, Prime Minister Rabin demanded several $billions from the US for military hardware. So yeah, I just had to pause it there and throw that in there, I think for obvious reasons. But back to the video.
In 1998, the U.S. finalizes plans which would have Israel giving up 13% of Judea and Samaria the same day Hurricane George hit. In 2003, a roadmap to peace was developed, and over the next week, the U.S. was hit by more than 412 tornadoes. Huge. In 2005, we have the Bush convened Israel to move Jewish settlers from Gaza. As a result, the same day we had Hurricane Katrina, and we know the devastations that caused. Now, most recently, here we come to today, and what happened in Nevada? Well, we had 3 consecutive quakes hit. I believe they were 5.7, 5.7, and I'm blanking on the third one, but it was a little bit lower in intensity. Nonetheless, those are something, we're just seeing the beginnings of it. But here we have Obama abstaining, right? Allowing this to, well, resolution to go through, passing with a 14-0. So here we have other problems being faced in America, and I predict something, again, is likely going to be headed our way. What that will be, well, I don't know. It could be a hurricane, it could be a natural disaster, it could be only God knows. But nonetheless, it does go along with patterns that we have seen, but we already have quakes hitting in Nevada here, and that's just happened since this UN veto. This has happened since then, and we're not even within days, and who knows exactly what's going to come out as a result of this. I know John Kerry is making some pretty bold proclamations in regards to Palestine and having their own Palestinian state. Look, I'm just the messenger here reporting what's going on. And if that does happen, like many people are predicting, and he pushes for a separate state for Palestine and a separate state for Israel. Look, it's already showing on Google Maps. If you go on Google Maps, it will show a division between Israel and Palestine and other places. But obviously they want this 2-state solution. They've been pushing it for very long time. And I'm just going to sit and watch and see what the Lord has to say about that. As a Christian, you always pay attention to parallels. You pay attention to what's going on. And this is something that I think, the Lord may not like what's going to happen, but I'm going to sit back and watch. Nonetheless, now let's get into the actual agenda. Here's the thing, which also throws up red flags for me, is we have Obama doing this days, weeks before, well, Donald Trump gets into office. What's the agenda here? Well, I know Michelle Bachmann has gone on the radar and said, well, this is a crisis and the United States should leave the UN. And I say, hell yeah to that. There was a Fox News report I saw, and I'm blanking on the reporter, but he had came on the news and said we should turn the UN into a bunch of condos. And I say, hallelujah. Get the UN out of the US. Get it out of it altogether. So there is some of that talk coming from, Michelle Bachmann and others, that we should just leave the UN, that the UN should be turned into condos. And I say amen to that, and that they're causing a lot of tension there. And I'm going to leave links below. Also, here's the other thing that I think. Look, they don't like Donald Trump. That's my personal belief. Based off of what I see, based off of what I have studied over the years, they don't want him in. He's the first people the people have actually chosen in a very long time. He's the people's pick, not the globalist pick, and they're raging mad. So what are they doing? They're trying to make the path very difficult for Donald Trump, and they're doing that by causing tension at the United Nations. Now, Donald Trump will inherit a massive tension in regards to the UN. Why? Well, because he does support Israel, and the others, well, they do not. We know Obama has been against him from day one because they are siding with terrorist organizations such as ISIS because the left likes to use those particular organizations. That's a fact. Many things that I have brought on my channel in the past. You guys are welcome to look through those as well. But nonetheless, that's what we have at this moment. So it's likely that we're going to have a lot of tensions with Donald Trump and the United Nations. Could this spark a war? Absolutely. Will it? I don't know. We do know that the Bible talks about wars and rumors of wars in the last days. So this could be something that Donald Trump, well, he's going to be thinking pretty hard about. And Donald Trump, yes, he's going to get in there and hopefully he better clean the dang swamp. He's already cleaned some of it, in my opinion. So heck yeah to that. So we'll see how it plays, but make sure you pray for him because they want him dead, folks. They want him to inherit tension. This is exactly what's happening. And what is not being said on mainstream media needs to be said. Anyhow, please, please don't forget to check out my sponsors. It helps fund what I do here. And I only bring on products that I absolutely love and believe in. And one of those is this tech pen here. I can't kid you not, this thing is amazing. It's got a flashlight. It's got
The rest of her video is just a minute plus of her selling her products. And anyways, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you let me know what you think. And if you want to check out her channel, the link is below. Salut tout le monde.